Good Wednesday morning, Kickstarters, and welcome to Morning Kickstart. I'm excited that you have decided to show up this morning, invest in yourself, and hopefully take something from today's episode and invest in others. My name is Andrew, and I'm your host of Morning Kickstart. I come here every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you put some positivity and encouragement into your life and hopefully help you even challenge or change your thoughts. Hey, I'm sorry I was gone this past Monday. I actually recorded everything, but I could not get the files to upload. So I don't know what happened, but hopefully that doesn't happen this go around and you're watching this or listening to this right now. But hey, it's Wednesday. We are in midweek, and there is probably a lot of things that have gone in your life this week. You've probably had some things that have stressed you out. You've probably maybe had to work a little more than what you wanted to. You may not even have enough work, or you needed more work than what you should, or what you actually needed. So, every time we go into this midweek thing, I always try to think about kind of what could be going on in your life right now. What could be happening to you in this instant that is going to maybe change the trajectory of what the rest of the week looks like, or maybe the rest of your month looks like, or maybe even the rest of your year looks like. And then also I try to go back and think of what are the things that are going on in my life right now that I believe that I should share in order to maybe have some type of connection with you about what's going on in my own personal life. Because I think it's really good when we're able to share what's going on in our own life with others so that we have this understanding of that we're kind of all on the same playing field. We're all going through the same things. We all have different things that go on in our life, and how we respond to them makes a huge difference on our mental health, our physical health, the way we interact with people, our communication with others, the time that we get to spend with people. All of this is a grouping together of what we've got going on in our life and how we're reacting to it. So one of the things that came up in my life this week that I kind of was like a light bulb that went on over my head was trying to achieve a work-life balance. Now, you know as well as I do that it is tougher to live right now in this day and age than it ever has been. Inflation is at an all-time high. It's harder to afford things. We're working more than we ever have, but it doesn't seem like we can keep up. Everything that we've ever known has skyrocketed in price. Our utilities, our food that we put on the table, our insurance rates, our energy. Everything has increased. And so we're working more than we ever can right now in order just to try to keep up. But there comes a certain time to where we have to figure out how we are going to balance this work life, because we also still have to live. We're humans. We may have families. We may have children. We need friends. We need social interactions. We need a break every once in a while. And the light bulb that went over my head this week, especially as an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, this is really going to correlate with you. But most of the time when I'm working, other people aren't working. And most of the time when I'm not working, other people are working. But when I'm not working, I feel bad that I'm not working because I need to be generating sales. I need to be generating income. I need to be trying to figure out how to pay my bills. And so there's this kind of push and pull of how much should we work versus how much should we not work in order for us to have this stability in our life, this stability of, spending time with our family, this stability of taking an hour just to have lunch with our friends, this stability of having these social connections with other people that sometimes our work or whatever we've got going on, our businesses drown this stuff out. And then we get really unhappy. We get really burnt out and we just don't want to do it anymore. That's why so many businesses fail, because you work, and nothing seems to be going correctly. And it's because you are burnt out. You are on your last leg. You cannot push any further. So all you know to do is quit. But there's a different way. There's a different way to approach this so that we can make sure that you're getting everything that you need in life without having to give up. The first thing that you're going to need to change today, you've got to change your belief system. You have got to change your belief system. Now, when I say this, the belief system that I'm talking about is when you think you should be available and when you think you should not be available. Because as an entrepreneur, a lot of the times what we do is we believe that we should always be available. That's not true. It does not work like that. You cannot always be available. There are going to be times where you have to go into your calendar and say, I am out of pocket. I am shutting my phone off. I will not answer a call. I will not respond to your email. I will not respond to your text messages. I am out of office. And that is just the way it's going to be. Or maybe you decide to go out on a date night with your wife or your husband. You are out of pocket. There is no work that is going to be going on. And I will tell you, this is a challenge for me only because I love to work. I love to make money. I love to work. I love to challenge myself. So it's almost an obsession for me. I obsess over working. And so I really have to get this work-life balance, disconnecting from everything else in the outside world and focusing on my life in front of me right here. Focusing on my children, focusing on my spouse, focusing on my friends, focusing on building connections that I won't build if I am working. Because I will tell you, when I work, I am zoned in. I am zoned in. That is all I am doing, and that is all I'm going to do. And so changing this belief system about our availability in life, of there are some times we are not going to be available. And that's just, it is the way it is. We're not going to be available. And there is going to be some times where we are going to make sure that we're available because that's our time to work. That's when we're going to work. The second thing that I'm not very good at, but I have worked on for the past year, and it has helped me out a ton, is delegating what you can delegate. So there are a lot of things that I'm good at, and guess what? There's a lot of things that I am not good at, and I know those things. And so I challenge you, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, I want you to write down the things that you know you're good at. Then I want you to write down the things that you are not good at. The stuff that you are not good at, delegate it out. Guess what? You're probably not that good at taxes. Neither am I. That's why I have a CPA. Guess what? I'm not very good at writing contracts outside of my real estate stuff. So I hire an attorney to do that. And that my attorney takes care of that stuff. I am terrible at organization inside of my real estate business. So guess what? I hire a transaction coordinator. I am not very good at keeping up with receipts, making sure that things get done on a timeline. So guess what? I hired a personal assistant and she takes care of all of that stuff for me, and she has been a godsend. So figure out the stuff that you're not good at. Figure out how you can hire someone, help them out, because they may be looking for a job. They may be looking for someone to work for that they can trust, that they believe in, that they can work with for a long time. Hire those people, give them the best you possibly can, and delegate your task out. Having the mindset of I can do it better than anyone else is a bad mindset. And believe me, I know because I've been there and I've done it. I used to think I was the best at taking pictures for my real estate listings, but guess what? I'm not. That's why I hire a professional photographer to take the pictures. It costs me money, but it saves me time. It saves me editing. It saves me heartbreak when the pictures don't turn out great, because I know when I hire this photographer, the pictures are always going to turn out wonderful. And so that's why I hire him. Delegate your stuff out to people. Now, this one is a punch in the gut, and I hope it punches you in the gut as much as it does me. Are you ready? Take a break. Take a vacation. Get over having to work all the time. The other day, I had the opportunity to go next to one of my favorite lakes. And it's a great lake to fish at. I just love it there. It's so peaceful and calm. There's never anybody there, very few people. And the fishing is just wonderful. And so I had the opportunity to go up next to that lake. And I was kind of planning my week beforehand. And I thought, you know what? I'm taking a half day off. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to take my son up there with me, and we are going to fish all afternoon. Take a break and take it often. You have to rest. It's just like sleeping. You have to get 7 to 8 hours of good sleep in order to function on the level that you need to function on to be a good human in society. I'm just telling you. If you don't believe me, just don't believe me, but I'm telling you, you have to get sleep. But guess what? You also have to take breaks. You have to have breaks. Your brain cannot withhold all of the stuff you've got going on without taking a mental break every once in a while. I went up there the other day. We fished for 4 hours. We caught 13 fish. He had the best time in the world. He put a worm on a hook for the first time. He caught a fish by himself for the first time. And I'm telling you, it was worth every bit of the 4 hours that I could have been generating business with. So take a break and take it often. Now, I'm going to kind of put these two together because, and these are the last thing I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to put these two together because they kind of go hand in hand. Ignore activities that don't work towards your goals and also learn how to say no. No. Here's the thing. If you've got a goal in mind, for example, if I've got a goal in mind to hit $1 million in sales in real estate this month, that's my goal. I want to get $1 million under contract. That's what I want to do. If I have something that comes up that's going to take time away from hitting that $1 million goal, I'm going to say no to it because it does not work towards what I am working towards. It's the same way with me losing weight. If I have a goal this year to hit 250 pounds, I started at 358. I'm down to about high 270s right now. I want to hit 250. Same exact concept. If I know that I want to lose weight, I cannot have a double cheeseburger from Five Guys, a large fry, and a large Dr. Pepper. It ain't going to work because it does not work towards my goals. And it kind of goes back to even this, learning how to delegate your time, delegate your task. If I know that I am trying to reach a certain goal, say that I want to get 5 listings this month, or say that I want to get $500,000 in sales in a company that I own. If I have something that pulls my time away from that, I have to learn how to say no to it. Because if you're working towards things that aren't working towards your goals, and you're giving time to things or time to people or time to tasks that are not working towards your goals in life, then you're wasting time. And I will tell you, one of the biggest things about being an entrepreneur is being a yes man. Yes, this, yes, this, yes, this. I had a thing that happened the other day with one of my clients. And the client told me, they said, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I said, hold on. That is not what you hired me for. You hired me to do this task. This is what I've been working on. This is what I've been doing. And I don't like the term, that's not my job. But it comes down to saying no. There are tasks that are outside of your scope of work. There are tasks that are outside of you reaching your goals that are not working towards where you need to be. And you have to learn how to say no. I will tell you this, even when you are scheduling stuff in your calendar or scheduling an appointment, I've come to the point to where I will tell someone, hey, listen, I would love to meet with you. I'm really excited to meet with you. Our meeting starts at 11:30, so we need to be on the clock right at 11:30, and I have a hard stop at 12:15 because I have to get to another appointment at 12:30. So I've got a hard stop at 11:15 for me, or 12:15 for me to get there at 12:30. So I've got this time period that we're meeting, but when that clock hits 12:15, I got to go. So I'm saying no to continuing the conversation because I will tell you, the rest of that conversation most likely does not pertain to the first 30 or 45 minutes of what the main meeting was about. It's kind of like the thing of this meeting could have been put in an email. Learn how to say no. Learn how to work towards tasks that are working towards your goal and ignoring activities that are not your goal. Take your breaks often, challenge your beliefs, and delegate everything that you can. Hey, listen, I hope that this really helped you today because I've been pondering a long time on what I could talk about that really, really relates to me, that may really relate to you in business, whether you own a business, you're an entrepreneur, or if you are just working. Because I will tell you, there are times when people, they've got a 40-hour work week, but boy, that overtime sure looks sweet. Maybe you need to remove some stuff for your life. Maybe you need to sell the side-by-side that's got you a monthly payment. Maybe you need to get rid of the ski boat. Maybe you need to get rid of eating out for $100 every single day. Maybe you need to get rid of it. Maybe you need to take an inventory of what money's going out in order for you to spend your time on the really important things. Spend the time, not the money. Maybe it's time. Listen, I know this is not fun to talk about, but this is important. Because I wish someone 10 years ago would have told me this stuff so I wouldn't be dealing with it in the past 3 years. And I would have had the availability to say, Andrew, you know what you need to do in order to push forward, to be a successful person while also making sure you're using your time wisely. Hey, I want to thank you for coming to Morning Kickstart this morning. I want to again thank you for taking the time to talk about this hard stuff. Taking the time to figure out what's important in your life, delegating the stuff out, working on ignoring those activities that aren't working towards your goals, and also saying no. Hey, if you think that someone else could really relate to this stuff today, I want you to just invite someone to our members only Facebook group. Just go up to that invite button and click 5 or 10 friends and say, hey, I really think you could benefit from this group. There's a lot of good stuff going on in here right now. Or if you're listening on the podcast, shoot this out in a text message and say, hey, I really think you could benefit from this topic today. And I want you to remember, you can do hard things, you were made for more, and you have a purpose. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday, Kickstarters, and as always, thank you for being a part of Morning Kickstart.